Hello.
What's up, everyone?
Hey,
So kind of you to join us tonight, Eileen.
Yeah, I saw you laugh. I was laughing as soon as I saw her show up.
I'm still driving.
You know what? This is just like how it happened with me, Jeremy. Like, you guys were like, well, maybe Nick will pop up. And then all of a sudden, there I was, right at the introduction. So now, apparently, it's Eileen's turn.
Well, I was thinking, oh, I'm Nick tonight. I'm Nick tonight.
You kind of are. What's going on, Brad? Thanks.
Oh, it's been a day.
Good to see ya. Who is that?
Hello,
new
anybody in the
person?
chat? I can't see the chat, so hello.
Hey, Lucy. I don't know who Brad means by who is that new person.
Probably Eileen.
Yeah.
I can't even see I can't even watch the screen because there's traffic, but I'm here. I'm here.
The one driving, never seen her on the show.
So how much further do you have to go before you get home?
About 3 or 4 exits.
Well, so you're almost home already then.
Yep.
Well, that depends on how much distance is in between each exit.
Yeah.
Not many. I'm in the town next to mine.
Okay. So not too far from home then. I give up on this new whole sharing thing for.
What is it doing now?
It's that whole thing of trying to share to the different groups.
Oh yeah, Facebook stopping you on that?
No, it's just that I can't go boom, 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 boom. I have to click on it, then share, move on to the next one, post, share, move on to the next one, post, share.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's been doing that to make sure that hopefully maybe making people tired of sharing so they don't get that share block.
Yeah.
Brad, Adrian is late like usual, like not like she works from home or anything.
Hey, she's got to go down 2 flights of stairs just to get to that office.
Hey, Jan's here. What's up?
Hi, Jan.
No excuses. I've driven 177 miles today.
177 miles?
That's nothing.
Just to get to and from work.
No, well, that's
Your work is 170 miles.
I'm back helping out another property.
Okay.
And yes, I do see my name's changed before y'all say it.
Oh, wait, what? Wait. You know what? I actually thought about doing that myself.
I thought you noticed that, Nick, when I first did it, because soon as it popped up, you started laughing. I was laughing at.
I was paying attention at the comments, so I was looking the opposite direction.
Pay attention to us.
Oh, Brad's saying the stairs are easy. Just trip her.
Well, if the dog's getting away, they will trip her.
Oh, geez. And you know what? Since Jan's here, I better change my name up too. Hang on once. I got to fix this.
Yeah. What made you decide to put your actual full name on there?
Because I was on a different show previously that was outside our network, and it wasn't gonna. It wasn't gonna. It was still the same, and I had to change it.
Okay. Brad.
Oh, and Brad,
is not
on my way to Macomb today, I had a Starbucks.
What did Brad say? Jerry, you have to. Why honey cake? What?
Did you forget?
I don't even want to know.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Don't tell me. I think I remember now.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, I remember. Should change Adrian's to the essences of Adrian.
I'm actually curious of the Pop Funko figures that she's got back there in the background.
Yeah, I was kind of change Adrian's so late from work. That should be like the secondary title.
Let's see. Yes. Actually, the one on the bottom looks like Johnny Depp.
Kind of does, yeah.
Like one of his characters.
It's too bad you can't actually zoom in on the screen.
No. Although I have noticed that they changed a few things on StreamYard here too. I couldn't.
Thanks, Jan.
I had to use the actual screen on the stream to give her the solo layout instead of down here at the bottom. Right from the third floor. That is right, Jim.
Everybody's coming up with some great nicknames for Adrian.
I don't think that's a nickname.
Well, no, it could be a title at least.
But now knowing the layout of their house, I know why it takes her so. Oh,
jeez.
Oh, okay. I see what it
It's
is.
the sunlight.
Oh, sorry. I got my shade on back there, but it's still too much. It's still too bright.
It ain't working.
See, hold on. That's it without the shade.
Oh,
Okay, that's with the shade.
Getting a little bumpy over there, I could see.
Well, I'm on the highway now. I'm off the interstate.
that explains it. I'll tell you what. In Wyoming, the last 100 miles of their interstate before I got into Utah were terrible.
Look, George Lopez is here filming a movie. It's some Christmas movie that's supposed to be coming out at Christmas. And so they're filming it in the Jackson area. And they interviewed him. He said, and of course he's George Lopez, so he's gonna I think that's it. He's gonna make jokes and all. He's like, well, I think I'm gonna run for office, and I bet you I can get the roads fixed better here and get the power turned on, because a lot of places have been without power since Friday. So I was like, dang, someone's coming all the way from wherever, Los Angeles, wherever he comes from, and they're dissing the roads and the no power. He's lucky they got water.
Remember you posted something about some bad storms coming through.
Yeah.
But he did end up losing power, and then a week later.
Well, now I only lost power for a couple of hours, but we had back-to-back storms. We had a storm come through Friday with like 85-mile-an-hour winds. We got a little damage at my work, but not a lot. But then that was Friday. I think that storm came in like 5 o'clock Friday morning, and normally I go to work around 6 something, but heck no, it was still doing that. I said, no, I ain't going in that early. And then Saturday or Friday night into Saturday morning, we had more storms come in, and that kicked my power off at work for about 12 hours.
Ooh.
And then, but I still have power at home. And then at Sunday night, we had storms come through. We were in between two different cells, and when one went over us, it that kicked our power out, and we were without for a couple hours. But there's some places that, because there's so much damage, that they're still without power.
Well, Sean was saying that he had it really bad over there in Oklahoma.
I was watching Rich's Ring doorbell footage. Rich has some footage from his Ring doorbell, and actually I was watching that footage when everything started happening here, and I was like, well, crap, I blamed Rich.
Yeah, you can blame them for that then.
Yep.
Although I heard down in Texas they got really hit hard. Matador was just recently hit. by an EF3 tornado. They were slammed. It was bad for them over there.
Well, my boss lives about 3 neighborhoods down from me, and another friend of mine lives in that neighborhood. So I text her when we lost power because, I mean, my alarms are through my Alexa and my cell phone. And so if my cell phone died and I had no power, I wouldn't have an alarm to get up for work. But I normally still get up pretty early. But I asked her, she was without power and she had power. But another friend that's in the neighborhood said they stood outside and watched the tornado. It's still Brandon, but we call it Robin Hood. We don't claim it. And, there's a reason we don't claim that area. That's where I hate to say this because not everybody, I have friends in Robin Hood, but when growing up, it was known for the meth heads and everybody marrying their cousins. So the not really, but that's just the joke. But the don't let me hit my husband's car. They said they could see the tornado from their house.
Wow.
Ooh, that sun. All right, I'm gonna get off for just a second so I can get my laptop charged and get it on the charger and get inside.
All righty.
I'll be right back.
See you in a minute.
All right.
Then there were 2.
Well, sort of 3, but not really 2. Oh, there we go.
Eileen leaves and Adrian comes in.
And
Hi.
the dog too.
Hi. Oh shit! No, you can't jump up. Get down. Get down. Get down. Get down. She just had surgery yesterday.
Oh, really?
She no longer has some lady parts.
She got her hoo-ha.
Wait, what did he say?
She got her hoo-ha cut,
Oh my God.
which apparently he's not realizing the anatomy because it has nothing to do with her hoo-ha.
It has something to do with her hoo-ha. The
Okay.
hoo-ha leads there.
Okay, sweetie. When we get done, I will show you step by step how this is done. Draw it out for you.
Guys, I'm going to give pictures.
Zach, I don't think I would want pictures of that.
I don't think I want them either.
Sounds like he needs them though.
Jan is saying that is 105 where she's at.
Jeez.
Oh yeah, that's normal for over there. Oh yeah.
You got quite a couple suggestions earlier from Brad, Adrian, of what
Oh,
change.
did I?
Yeah, like this one here.
Like work.
Or
You know
here.
what? That's okay. That's quite all right because, at least I finished my phone call. I finished my job. Did what I had to do.
Here was a good one for you.
Oh, that goes unsaid. I mean, we know that.
That's because I changed Eileen's nickname earlier.
Oh yeah, she's me tonight.
Oh,
She hopped on just as we went live, and she was in the car. She's home now, so she's literally just signed off and headed in the house to get her laptop turned on, and she'll be back in just a minute or 2.
well, I knew she said it was an hour when I looked at it, an hour from where she was, and I didn't expect her until the second hour of the show.
That's what I was thinking.
Going on the second hour.
don't know
Ooh, I
what
want to
Jan-
see. What do you want to see?
No, you don't, Jan.
No, you don't. No, don't. Gonna teach class. No,
Gonna teach class.
don't.
Oh yeah, we are. I'm not above. The only reason we haven't done some of the shows is just I guess some people have done those shows, but nah.
Yeah, they have.
Yeah. I wouldn't do very well at teaching bondage. Just wouldn't do well. I could teach somebody how to get out of it, but if they're doing that, they probably want to be there. So we'll leave that alone.
Well, if we're going to teach anybody, if we're going to have anybody teaching any bondage, we're going to use Nick.
Oh God.
No. so that because he's got that big ass can of Gorilla Glue. So
Yeah, I still
Okay.
got that can that Brad gave me last year. I still haven't used it.
at all?
No, I don't have any reason to use it yet.
Those do go bad. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know they expire. I just don't know what I could use it on.
Anything that needs to be put back together?
Well, I know one thing for sure. It's definitely not going in my hair. That's for sure.
No.
Well, what we can do, why don't you bring it here? I'll show you some things it can be used for.
Actually, Nick, you know how Brad is always, well, used to be talking to you about shaving your head?
Yes.
Well, now we can spray your hair with that Gorilla Glue, and you'll have no other choice but to shave your head.
No, Sean, you were right the first time. Yeah, that's a hell puppy. It's a hell puppy.
I don't know who this Facebook user is saying, Nick, what's up? Who is
That
this?
is
Hi, Facebook
Martin
user.
Sawyer.
Oh, Martin. What's going on, Martin?
Martin Sawyer.
No, Brad, we don't need a show like that. I'm good. Nick and the Roach, I'm fine without it.
Nick and the Roach or Nick of the Roach?
No, I'm sticking right to the corn. No roaches. I'm fine with corn.
You and your corn.
Don't worry, Adrian. I'll tie you up and you show us how to get out. Apparently, what Jan said. No, it's not that I don't remember you. It's just you're showing up as Facebook user, Martin.
Yeah, hang on. Let me see if.
No, it's nice to see you, Martin. It's been a long time since we've even spoken. So great to see you.
There you go, Martin. Click on that. I don't know what all you'll have to do, but if you click on that, do something, your name will show up next time you comment. It should be able to anyway.
Print a Gorilla Glue sticker and attach it to hairspray and spray Nick's hair to freak him out. You can make a wax out of it. Oh God!
Actually, that would freak you out, wouldn't it?
Putting a Gorilla Glue sticker on, attaching it to hairspray.
Yeah, take a can of hair. Do you use hairspray?
I was gonna say I don't use hairspray.
Okay, well, okay. Let's say you did. And somebody put out a Gorilla Glue sleeve and slipped it over that pan.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna think you're spraying your hair with Gorilla Glue.
Well, then after that, I could sue the hell out of Gorilla Glue then, because as we all know, there was a lady who sued them.
What?
Nick,
No.
the Gorilla Glue slip is on the actual hairspray.
That's what I mean.
So you're not spraying your hair with Gorilla Glue. You're
Yeah, I know.
spraying it with actual hairspray.
No,
They have
but-
gorilla snot as something. I don't know if
Well,
that has
no.
anything to do with that, but
Jerry, I know what you mean. I'm just saying.
Did you just say what I think you said?
who?
You.
I said they make gorilla snot.
That's what I thought you said.
You've never seen that?
I have not.
It's a gel. It's a hair gel.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah. That's why I said that. So, okay. So we got the updates on that ocean liner, right?
Yes.
We probably should really at least address that.
Yeah, we should, because every show's been talking about it.
Yep.
I did not see it until I got off work, and that's what Zach just come and asked me just now. If I had heard that, I had just heard it. Honestly, that's probably the best fate they could have, other than sit there and die, very painfully, very slowly. But to the people that wanted to make, yes,
Yes, it is. Martin.
those stupid comments, those stupid memes, and
Yes.
thought that was so damn funny. You know
There
what?
was
I hope that someday you see exactly, what if when their family saw this, and just because you don't know them, does that diminish a human life? I don't think so.
I actually addressed that on my profile an hour ago.
Oh, I didn't see yours. I saw Nick's
mine
this
too.
morning.
Well, no, I had that one, but also I just posted one another an hour ago too. I mean, I just even said I don't even have to say too much because I already knew. So many knew about it already, but I wanted to address it either way.
Well,
I
Hughes, let me read off what I wrote. Tragedy strikes all the time. Sometimes it can take 1,000 lives or maybe just one life. Sometimes it doesn't even take a single life, but it leaves a mark on those, maybe one involved. Choices are made every single day, and sometimes there are dire consequences of those choices. The last few days, I have seen a very ugly side of society, people mocking the choices of those who face certain death. Yes, they knew the risk, but it's no different from other choices, whether it's race car driving or white water rafting. There
Yep.
are risks.
Yeah.
And of course, not every decision is a smart one. Every one of us have made bad decisions.
Yep.
And then later, I see some of those same people who mocked those who were sure to lose their lives, not knowing they were really already gone by the time that we even heard they were missing, talking about how tragic it was. It's a shame the hypocrisy we're seeing.
Mhm.
Then on top of that, it's only a matter of hours before somebody finds some sound clips and use them to make a video and pretend that person is talking to the victims.
Yes, that guy that did
I didn't
before.
see that.
Yeah. However, aside from that, aside from all the theories, I'm sure in the coming days, more and more information will be released on what happened and what led to what happened. Meanwhile, people lost a family member. In one case, almost the entire family.
Mhm.
There is nothing funny about a tragedy that is unfolding before our very eyes.
Mm.
Nothing.
No, there's really not. And here's the thing. I can go through my friends list. Well, I work, so I can kind of scroll. I can't always answer, but come on. If I see somebody like that, they're gone. They're done. They're deleted. I'm done.
You know what
I started deleting people last night. That was all I saw on my.
See, I didn't see any of it.
See, I just got something earlier today. You guys tell me what you think when you see this, because it was from the post that I wrote last night. Somebody had sent me this. I actually copied it in case they tried to delete it, but I don't know if this was meant to be a joke or not. It looks like it is, but you tell me what you guys see with this. Check this out.
Just imagine what it must have been like. It's not a joke. It's not funny. It's, I'm sure that these people's families have Facebook, and not that they're on it right at this moment, but that doesn't matter. That's, even, I just can't imagine saying that about anyone, let alone, I know some people's excuse was, well, so what? They had money. They worked for their money. I don't care how much money they had. They
Yeah, it doesn't
paid for
matter.
that.
And one of those people, by the way, that died was still just a kid. He was only 19 years old.
Yeah.
He had his whole life ahead of him, and you're just going to mock somebody who,
Mhm.
first off, I found out, I was just actually watching on the news that this poor kid, when he went, he actually didn't want to go. He was actually terrified of wanting to go on this.
Did you see the guy that oh gosh. My mind's trying to switch from work to not
We're
work.
talking about the submarine, Eileen.
Yeah.
The guy who does that adventures,
Yes.
Jack, is that it? No.
No, it's
Talking about Josh Gates.
Josh.
no, yeah, John. They were just showing that on CNN earlier today. I didn't know about that, and that shocked the hell out of me when I saw that. Josh was
He was supposed to be on it.
he
He
could
was
have been a
supposed to be
potential
there.
victim. And this was someone I've met 10 years ago.
The voyage.
That would have been bad.
Wow.
And Josh said that he had some reservations, but not anything life threatening like that. He just had some reservations and thought it might need to go on a few trips before they actually film so that they can get the bugs out. He wasn't being mean, but how would people have felt because they feel like they know a celebrity because they watch him on TV? Now, would that have stopped some of them from their stupid antics? I don't know. But it really shows people's, I know they want to say it's dark humor. It's not. It's pure, like Jan said, lack of empathy.
Yeah.
It is, you see people's real personalities when they feel like they're outside of what's going on.
Yeah, it's just like, and you know what? I got to say this. Adrian, it's funny that you mentioned this, though. Like you said that, how they died quickly. That's exactly what my mom had said the same thing. She actually said that to me like an hour ago.
Yeah.
About the same thing. Like at the very least, at least they died a quick death and they didn't suffer terribly, because it would have been horrific for them.
That's all I could think about was, can you imagine being down there and no air, and you're slowly, like, the air is leaving, and what would you do? Would you, if you're the father and your instincts kick in and you're panicking, would you kill everybody else except your son? You kill yourself and everybody else to let your son have that last, 3 hours maybe?
Yeah.
It's things like that would go through your head as a parent.
The way that it sounds like it, there was never even that chance to.
Right. At the time,
Because they said it imploded. Yeah, they said it.
Thank God, because if they had to go, at least they didn't suffer for 2 days, 3 days,
No,
whatever it was.
Although the sad part still is that even though they may be gone, there's a good chance that, they'll never find their bodies. It's 2.5 miles underneath the ocean. That's literally an area, as it was with the supposed implosion, is that it's so strong. The pressure is so strong, it can crush you. It's like the weight of lead, as they described it.
So that makes you wonder. They said that this thing had gone down there and back several times.
Yes.
And I can only think that, just like wear and tear on a car, the wear and tear on the submarine, just each time it went down there, it
got worse.
And pushing until finally something gave. And once you had that split little crack, it's all
right.
over.
And they did say that not the only one concern that they did have was that it was like 5 inches thick instead of 7 inches thick, is what they said on the news last night.
Yes.
Which, they can blame the CEO, they can blame whoever they want to, but he did what he thought was right, and he was in there with them. Yeah. So he thought it was okay. Now, yes, he had warnings, but you know what? Some of the greatest inventions that we have now, people were, they told him, you're stupid. That'll never work. Go on. So,
you would have thought that they would have worked. What's that?
His did work.
Yeah,
it did. Just not long enough.
You would have thought that, prior to this, they would have checked on everything just to make sure everything was in great shape before heading down. Like if there was anything that needed to be repaired or checked over before they headed underwater.
That's the thing. If it has a micro fracture, they probably would have noticed it.
Yeah. Right. And you wouldn't.
They went through it.
Yeah. And this world is getting so stupid.
Yeah.
Speaking of, Jan sent me something earlier. I can't wrap my head around this, but it's real. I checked it. It's real. It's on TikTok. So we know all the generation, the entitled generation, is getting it. And this woman sued her parents for having her without her permission. Okay, excuse me, what?
What?
She has made it her life mission to educate kids that if you had the child without their permission, then you can sue the parents. Now, mind you, this lady that is doing this, I blame the parents. Number one, they, on her 18th birthday, handed her keys to her house and said, we bought you a house. Now, it has a swimming pool, a tennis court, and something else. I don't remember. But it was only 1,200 square foot. She's suing because they raised her in one lifestyle which was a 4,200 square foot house, and only gave her that. They didn't ask her permission to be born. So she didn't know she'd have to grow up. She didn't consent to that. She didn't know she'd have to get a job. She didn't consent to that. Okay. It goes even further that she's taken this to all the kids and making this her life mission to educate kids. Now, if you adopt, she says that's fine because you had no part in it. You're just helping. But if you're pregnant, you better go out and hire a psychic medium. Because
What are we
ask
talking
that
about?
child. Ask that child if it wants to be born. If it says no, you better abort it. The holy hell? Excuse what?
Wait.
What,
Oh my
what are we talking about? I was having internet problems.
There was a lady.
Jeez.
There was a lady that had a child, grew up rich, obviously, 4,200 square foot house. On her 18th birthday, they said, our job's done. Here's your house. Get out. Bought her a
You gotta
house,
be kidding
1,200 square foot, a pool, a tennis court, whatever else. But she sued them because she never asked to be born. She never asked to be out on her own. And one of her comments was, if you can't support your child, don't have them.
You're only legally obligated to your child until they're 18.
But I'm about to say, at that point, she's not a child.
Yeah.
So
But-
they supported their child.
She sued and she won.
She
They
Well, don't
had
tell
to-
my son that, because I tell my son all the time, I'm like, look, I was in labor with you. He says, well, I didn't choose to be born. That's his joking comeback to me.
Yeah.
Don't tell him that. He'll go sue me.
They did. She won, but the parents
Wow.
appealed. She won. They had to give her $5,000 a month
Yep, she just wrote that down
plus
too.
the house that they bought her, free and clear. Okay, they appealed, and now she's pissed off because she doesn't get her $5,000 a month anymore.
What is wrong with society nowadays?
Yeah,
The
really.
entire
mean,
generation.
People who are working their lives away, literally killing themselves for less than half that a month.
That's it. And she goes, I don't have a higher education and I don't have any job experience. Nobody's going to pay me $5,000 a month. Whose fault's that? Whose fault is that? If they bought you a house, they would have sent you to school. And if they didn't, there's called student loans. Get the hell out.
Wow.
Wow.
But this is
Remember
the
when
world
we
we're
were
living in.
growing up? When we were growing up, boy, come close to the age of 18, you're already starting to look for a place. Now, granted, not everybody. I had to shut the door. The baby was getting loud. But not, I mean, we were looking forward. Now, granted, I mean, I've got kids still at home, but, you know, it's okay if I'm okay with it.
Yes,
But if I'm not okay
I'm s-
with it, my job ends at 18.
that's it.
I'm still living here
let
at
me
home.
rephrase that. Good.
No,
Well,
I'm
yeah,
saying
and if your parents
for
are
example, I'm
okay
still
with-
living at home with my parents, and I'm 30. So
But you,
But
If
you
your parents-
contribute.
Nick, you have
Yeah.
a job.
well, yeah, I know, but I'm just saying that I still live here. It's not like they're trying to rush me to
No.
get my own place or anything.
No.
So
My
Sure.
27-year-old still has a room here, but you know, he did the Marines. He's going to college. Now he comes home during summers or whatever, but he has a place. My 21-year-old still lives at home. My 23-year-old moved back in with her baby. So I mean, it's okay, but there are parents out there that go, okay, I did my job to raise you to be an adult. Now it's time for you to go show me you can be an adult.
Yeah.
And,
I
and it's
mean-
okay. Adults fail. My mom had the open door policy that if we needed to come back, I never got to do that because she passed away right before I turned 21. But my dad, I mean, he had an open door policy. If I needed him, I could go back to him. There's a difference
Yeah,
between that and feeling obligated
Yeah,
to
there is.
keep your kids.
I left home at 15.
I mean, yeah.
My choice, not my parents' choice, my choice. And they were
People
like,
rag me all the time because my 21-year-old, he doesn't work or anything, but he does take care of the other house. He takes care of the dog. He takes care of the yard.
I mean, at
But
least he's
he
doing
feels his
something.
right. But he feels his job, and he's kind of right. He's worried that if something happens to his dad, that no one will be around to know about it.
right, right.
And so, totally different situation. But we've always told our children, if you are doing stuff to better yourself, you'll always have a place to call home. But if you're not doing anything to better yourself, there's the door.
Janice Lynn, if you are doing that, I'm going to hurt you.
Um,
All of a sudden, I heard a
But okay, and that's but
right here.
but I will say that's if they are still going to school and all.
Right. Yeah. And that's not an issue. I left home.
yeah, it differs
my own.
between states.
No problem. They signed me to go. I emancipated myself, whatever they want to call it. Back then, there was no such thing. But, regardless, I knew I wasn't coming back home because I did that myself. Nobody else did that. I did. I knew I wasn't coming back home. And the one time I called home and said, Mom, he hit me because my dumbass got married at 16. Her answer was, what did you do? Because she knows my mouth. What did you do? At that point, I really didn't do anything, but I did hit him back.
I'm about to say, but it doesn't. No one, regardless what you do, no one has a right, male or female. Now, I do have some difference in beliefs on that than most women do, but male or female, no one should ever lay hands on anyone.
No, they shouldn't. No. But shoot, I was 15, never, and my parents were doctors. So I'm like, I've never heard a fight in my life, never heard an argument because I'm sure they did that behind closed doors where nobody had to hear it. I'm 100% sure their marriage wasn't perfect, but I didn't hear about it. I didn't know about it. So I thought life was perfect when I walked out the door. I got a rude awakening, but
I think we all have a rude awakening once we get out into the real world, because no matter what we are shown, either by our parents or anybody, we're not going to know what it's really like until we are truly on our own.
yeah.
Well, I've never been that parent that shelters my kids, because those are the ones that normally, and as much as I want to keep my children's innocence,
Yep.
now there are certain things I sheltered them from. Don't get me wrong, but if you don't teach kids that there's not always good in life, when they get out there in the real world, it's a culture shock, and then they fall into praise and all that.
Very
But
true.
but also, like I said, I mean, I didn't want my daughter watching porn, which she did. I mean, she's okay if I say all this, at 10 years old.
Oh, jeez.
But I mean, that was a different story on that. But I didn't want my children
Hello.
being exposed to certain things,
Who's
but I
this?
also didn't want to shelter them.
I think that's Denise.
I was going to say
And
that's
whoever's
usually
on
Denise
the
who says
chat-
that.
Hey, I can't. It's hard for me to read chats.
Yeah, she's just reading as Facebook user.
Well, it's not showing up on the universal page. Hold on, let me refresh.
I would have expected that would have been Denise.
Yeah, that's how Denise says
Always
hi.
Yeah.
Look,
But y'all were talking about the submarine earlier, but I couldn't. My internet's. I guess my. I've got
Yep. Here it is. Here it is.
There we
Yeah,
go.
it's her.
hi, Denise.
Good
Hey,
to see you,
sweetheart.
Denise.
But
Yep, we see you now.
We can see you.
I
now.
got an internet jumper that comes back to my room because my house is long, and sometimes my cats. I'm gonna actually walk and see if my cats have unplugged the internet. But
I have parents
y'all-
that do that.
Hey, Nikki.
Hi, Nikki.
y'all were talking about the
Submarine.
submarine. I was on the radio today listening, and no, not that one. And they were talking today how there's some memes going around right now where people
Yeah.
are talking about they deserve to die, things like that. And someone's the DJ was like, okay, so I think that why would you jump out of a perfectly good plane? But am I going to wish death upon you? No.
You know, I don't care what someone has done. Yes, you murdered somebody. Yeah, go ahead, die. You molested a child. Yeah, die. But for goodness sakes, these people, they don't know their history. They don't know anything. And I posted this today, and I'm very thankful. Either I haven't seen it, or I have some really good friends, because I did not see any of those memes. I have not seen anything like that out of my feed. And if I did, they'd be gone.
Nothing but that since they disappeared.
Yeah.
See, I haven't been on Facebook. I haven't been. Work's been. I finally got my office staff, but then I got other things going on. So now it's the outside that's not staffed, and other properties aren't staffed. So I'm back to all that. But so I just haven't been on Facebook much to see. I didn't even know this was even going on until I think yesterday. I don't even know when it happened.
Yeah, Jan, what? My kids
I don't know
having
what-
so
I don't
many
know what-
innocence was gone early. Oh,
I'm not
yeah,
sure.
but Jan's kids, I love every one of those kids. They're amazing. I love them babies. They're not babies. But
Oh, I mean, I would not. I mean, we're sitting there, my daughter, and I'm trying to teach my daughter this, not teach her, but explain to her. Like, and I know I sound like I'm harping at her all the time, but she's like, do you know this show, this cartoon? It teaches kids, it's trying to teach kids all this, whatever the bad stuff she was telling me about. And I said, okay, let me ask you this. How did you hear about that? I said, have you ever watched the show? She says, no. I said, well, how'd you hear about it? She goes, social media. I said, that's the problem. People don't just let it die and not give it publicity, because what's happening is there's so many things bad things getting publicity that everybody now is starting to Google it and go, oh, let me check this out. Well, now they're getting ratings off the bad publicity. I said, but if people would just not share things out, and I'm not saying talk about like we're talking, but I'm talking about share it out on social media for the majority of the world to look at it. I said it would get forgotten and it wouldn't have ratings to continue to be on the air.
yeah, that's exactly right. I'm going through my feed right now. I still see nothing nasty like that.
They probably have
So-
gotten rid of a lot of them.
Well,
Oh, wait.
here's the crazy thing. I saw nothing but that. Then last night I started deleting some people because that was all they were doing. One person, that was all they did that day.
Yep.
10 memes. I deleted that person. I deleted 2 more. And then all of a sudden everything was gone. I couldn't find any more.
Yeah.
And I know there was at least 20, 30 people who were posting that crap.
I just saw one guy here just now. Says, I have a great sense of humor, people. I'm already seeing jokes on this Titanic submarine tragedy. Sorry, folks. I can't see the humor in people dying. But to each your own. May they rest in peace.
Oh,
Yeah, like I
jeez.
said, I
Oh my
mean-
God. Yeah, there's still I don't even know how I just came across. I just went on Google Image and they're still making such memes like this. This is just
Yeah,
this is
I'm
just
only
horrible.
on my feed because I don't want to see the rest of that. But
No, you don't.
They're going
Wait,
to.
so they did find them though. I just see that
No.
now.
They found
No,
only
I'm
some
seeing that
debris.
online. I just jumped on Google. It says missing Titanic submarine found.
Like right now.
Crew killed in deep sea catastrophe. Coast Guard says this is on CNN 14 minutes ago.
Okay, because the last thing that I
On
knew
Fox
is that they
News.
found debris from.
Yeah, me too. I remember debris.
Yeah.
Is that? Hold on.
Looks like you're on yeah, I can see.
I'm on Bing, I think, or something. I don't
Yeah,
know,
I think that's what I use. I think you're on Bing.
but,
I'm not seeing any of it. Thank goodness.
No, you don't. You don't want to see it.
There was one guy. I don't even remember who it was, but it was one of the one of the first ones that I deleted. He said they found the submarine. It was in your mom.
What?
That-
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
that's not no. That's yeah, I don't even have words for that can be on here.
He was gone after that one.
Yeah, I can't even I can't imagine even.
Because what time did I think, what was it, about 7 o'clock my time this morning when the oxygen
7.
should have been?
Yeah, they said that they had till 7 a.m. this morning, and that was same. And don't forget, I mean, we're in the same time zone, so yeah, 7 a.m. our time. That was as much time as they had left.
So I kind of would feel a little bit better if they would have found it like 2 days from now, not now, because it's so, yes, it's still so many hours later, but it was still so close, I guess, to being found or something,
Well,
even by
I
a
don't
couple
think it
hours.
would. Well, I don't think actually would matter because, like, even if they did find it sooner, when it comes to an implosion, they probably never even knew it happened. So I don't think it would really matter if they
Yeah.
found it sooner.
Yep, and here we go. And this is not even a friend. This is like the advertisements that are coming across on the feed. And all it said on there was like, imagine farting in here.
You got to be kidding me.
And then there's 3,000 comments tagging people. What the hell?
Tagging?
But see, that's what I'm saying. Why are people tagging people? I mean, yes, granted, we're Googling all this, and I mean, no offense, we are part of the, because everybody's got weird sense of not wanting to know knowledge, and we're included in that. But I'm just, the word didn't get around when we were growing up because you didn't have all the social media. Where it was kind of where at that point, you didn't know stuff you didn't need to know.
Yeah.
And I don't know if any of that makes sense.
And just like right now, Lois, she just put, RIP to 5 souls. My thoughts are with their families. That's the kind of post you need to put, not
Lois from Scotland. She wrote that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I saw that earlier.
And I get another person off my friend list for the crap that he's posting.
Yeah, see, hey, Robert. Yeah, he's like they were already gone when they hit 3,000 meters.
Yeah, and then this dude, holla at your boys. What he says for 2,500, I can take you to explore the bottom of the Ohio River to see a 1989 Buick Century departure. Is June 30th. Book now, and he's got a propane tank listed. And he's gone.
That's sickening.
I've been seeing that too.
He's gone.
And whoever sent that picture to me on my post, that guy is going too.
Yeah, I just can't imagine. If they think that way, why would I want to be friends with them?
Right.
And these people, and some of these friends that are doing this, and they call themselves like paranormal investigators. Well, as investigators, you're supposed to respect those who died, and they're obviously clearly showing no respect at all. So I don't see them as true paranormal folks.
Nope.
If they're going to be acting that way.
Nope. And I don't know.
Well, I'm waiting for the people to come through. I'm waiting for the people to start saying, "Oh, well, they came and spoke to me," and all that.
Yep. Oh, I got him on the ghost box. Shut the hell up.
Well, I actually addressed that in my post. So just waiting on that guy to get the right sound clips and put everything together, and voila.
Yeah, I know. Things like that.
Hey, Scotty.
Okay.
Scott?
I understand. Yes, people can come through. Yes, it can happen. But by God, why would you want to do that to somebody who just passed? Why would you mess with them?
Right.
And their families. I mean, why would you do that to their families? If they come to you and ask you as a medium or whatever, fine. They came to you. But you don't post that crap out there. Oh, they came to me. Hell they did. They didn't know who the hell you were.
Because the person that just passed might be in a state of confusion for a little while.
Yep.
And you calling them like that? No. Hell no.
Yeah.
Like this,
It-
when I
it's
say
lost.
someone's got, I can't say the name because I got the device right here, but
Bye, Jan. Love
play,
you.
play Air
See you, Jen.
Supply. And I'm like, really?
That yeah, things like that. I mean, I don't get it. I don't get making fun of the Titanic, and that was that many years ago. Come on now. Why would you even do that?
It's just like, and they don't seem to realize, because I don't know if you guys have heard about this. I mean, this is actually interesting to know, but at the same time, it's still tragic since you just brought it up, Adrian. One of the family members, the wife of one of the guys, I don't know if you guys have heard, apparently is actually the descendant of a couple who died on the
I
Titanic
saw your
sinking.
post on that. I did
Oh,
not
you saw
know that. I did
I
not
was
know.
shocked when I saw. I couldn't believe it. And from what I read the article. From what I remember, it's like history was repeating for this family, because
Yeah,
when
yeah.
that couple died, the husband was found, but his wife's body was never found.
Oh boy!
I really hope with those, they were talking about those grabbers that they had, and that as morbid as it sounds, if I was family, I would want them to bring up my family on that. Whether they can or not, I don't know, but I really hope they can.
After that long a time, I would imagine that there would be no stability in the body for them to grab anything, that they might just disintegrate.
Yeah,
because they've been in the
I
water.
don't know. I would hope there's something that they can bring home for their family to have, because I mean that's just a human thing where we want something of the deceased. We want to give a funeral. We want to have something. That's like the missing persons, that they go their whole life sometimes not being able to have closure. And without that, as a society, we don't think there's closure.
Oh my God! Hang on.
What?
When I have a chance, I got something I got to read to you guys. Oh, it's something involving, again, the submarine. I know this is going to sound. I know this is going to sound random, but it still revolves around this. I just came across this article that, again, I know this is going to sound off topic, but we've all watched The Simpsons, right? We've all watched that.
Yes.
I see.
I'm about to say,
Okay.
isn't it something?
Yeah. I just came across a Simpsons episode that predicted Titanic sub was written by a future passenger.
I'm gonna tell you what. I'm really thinking. Netflix needs to come back out if they're not already with all the Simpsons again, because I want to go back and watch all these episodes, because there's way too much stuff that Simpsons predicted.
Yes, that and Star Trek.
Star Trek.
Star Trek. I mean, like
Star Trek.
cell phones.
Well,
Yeah.
okay. Think about it this way. First of all, how many episodes of The Simpsons are there? And
Oh, yeah.
you think about all of the weird and crazy scenarios that they have come up with. Some of them are bound to come true.
Okay,
Well,
but
and
like Trump
that was
becoming
the-
president, or this, or it's way too many.
Well,
There
I can
is
give
a lot. I have heard that for a long time, and I'm
Well, I
not a
can give-
religious watcher.
Yeah. Well, I can give a primary example. I think, honestly, one of the best that was kind of predicted, and it's actually one of the most notorious episodes, was when the Simpsons went to New York City for the first time, and Homer had to run between
750.
750 episodes. Okay, there we
Okay.
go. Yeah, there was that episode where Homer had to run between the two towers of the World Trade Center. That was filmed back in 1997. And of course, as we all know, less than 5 years later, 9/11 occurred right afterwards. Then it became a controversial episode, even though it occurred 5 years before 9/11 occurred. But I think that's one of the best examples of almost predicting something was going to happen at a particular location or to certain people.
And also looking at Star Trek, it's not that Star Trek necessarily predicted certain things to be made. Is that I think a lot of the engineers actually took Star Trek for inspiration of what they wanted to make.
I'm about to say, no, that's a lot of times I think sometimes what happens to things, but these were actually,
Okay.
I mean, just like I think they predicted they did an episode that kind of goes with the coronavirus and
Mhm.
horse meat, things like that.
Okay, so 25 times shows predicted the
That's
future with perfect accuracy. And they've got The Simpsons as number one.
I'm not surprised.
99% of the time, when screenwriters write about the wonders and absurdities of tomorrow, they don't even come close to getting it right. But then there's that elusive 1% when they somehow see where we're collectively heading with staggering clarity. Even Nostradamus didn't have such an impressive track record. So they have 45 or 25 examples. Star Trek predicts the moon landing, which it's Star Trek, so yeah. Okay. Then they have The Simpsons predicts Donald Trump.
Yep, that's what Scott just said.
Parks and Recreation predicts the Cubs World Series win. Okay, whatever. Max Headroom predicts internet advertising and 4chan. Okay, I'm out of the loop on that. The $6 Million Man predicts bionic limbs. The Thunderbirds predicts Skype. Friends predicts Facebook.
Yeah.
I got to look into that one. Laugh-In predicts the fall of the Berlin Wall. Black Mirror predicts autonomous drone insects. Okay.
Autonomous drone insects.
Yeah, I don't understand that one.
I know what you're talking about there.
Arrested Development predicts the U.S.-Mexico border wall. Whoa.
Piece of spy equipment.
But that's
Okay.
that's been around before Arrested Development, though, I thought.
No. The Jetsons predicts flat screen TVs.
But still no flying cars.
No.
Right, the people couldn't get it right.
Who are you?
Huh?
Where's our
What?
flying cars?
Yeah.
Who you calling a hillbilly?
The people that
Oh,
went
he's
back to the
nuts. He's
future.
asking,
Damn
he's
flying-
I'm
asking
eating frozen pizza because I have not eaten all day.
And you know
Just-
what? I would eat
Just
the
had warm,
God.
hot pizza for supper.
You gotta
You
have
know
it
damn
as
well
warm
I'm
and
more
hot.
hillbilly than she is.
Hey, now
Come on
Ernie's
now.
in the house. What's up,
Hi,
Ernie?
Ernie.
So I just pulled up the
They
top
predicted
10.
Zoom. Yeah. They
That's
did
what I was-
predict Zoom,
Oh,
too.
hell.
Really quick before we move on, Ernie. Sometime I want to get you and Denise on so we can talk about your new adventure.
We're only gonna have Denise on.
Oh, new adventure?
Fort. Help me out here, Ernie. It starts with a D. Fort Duffield, or
I don't know what this is.
it's
Scott
this
Jessel.
new thing. It's this new thing that they have contracted with this fort in the city that they're in. Now they can have people coming in for investigations.
Okay.
You know what?
Now
I have
this-
heard about this. Lab
You
grown
might
meat.
know this, Nick.
Yes, Rich.
Spooks predicts the London subway bombing.
Oh my God. Seriously?
I guess so. Breaking Bad predicted a chemistry teacher making drugs. Whatever.
There's probably a lot of
Okay.
those.
That's probably
Scrubs.
happened before.
Scrubs predicted the whereabouts of Osama bin Laden.
Okay.
Family Guy predicts the death of Anton. Who the hell is that?
Wait, what's his name?
Antonin Scalia?
Antonin Scalia. I think, why do I feel like I've heard of that? Fort Duffield, Jeremy. There you go.
Yes. How about next week? Do we have a guest for next week?
Not that
I
I,
don't think
know
so.
Next week.
of.
That'd be good for you?
Oh, hell. The lone gunman predicts 9/11.
Oh, I was going to say,
So-
was there any more on that list?
I'm looking at the top 10 of Simpsons. It says Simpsons video calling apps. They did an episode in 1995. Shard in London. Another little detail that didn't go unnoticed in Lisa's wedding is that there was a very distinct addition to the London skyline. A tall triangular building could be seen looming far in the distance behind Big Ben. It wasn't built yet in 1985. The 87-story building is today as the Shard is known today as the Shard and
okay.
is the tallest building in the UK.
Okay.
Bengt Holmstrom won the Nobel Prize.
Okay.
The famous three-eyed fish.
Huh?
The three-eyed fish. I know what she's
Yeah, they had the
I
three-eyed
lived under
fish.
the three-eyed fish's rocker. What the hell?
In 211, Argentinian fishermen also caught a three-eyed fish near the local nuclear power plant.
Mm.
And that
Okay,
was
that makes a little more
exactly what
sense.
we had the three-eyed fish on that episode.
Ernie, I think that's been the last few years. Shit.
More than
Liz.
that, try a couple of centuries we've had brain dead presidents.
So that's probably long before The Walking Dead ever predicted that.
Yeah.
The horrible ending of Game of Thrones.
Okay.
Let me see. Disney bought 20th Century Fox.
Yep.
Okay.
The Ebola outbreak, whatever.
Okay.
Trump became a president. What year did that say? No. Lady Gaga's halftime show.
Okay.
Okay.
The discovery of the mass of the Higgs boson. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
the God particle. I know exactly what you're talking about there.
So, and I think most of these are like in the 90s too that they predicted. But that was the top 10 prediction.
Who was
Usually-
Sylvia Brown. I saw
Oh, I
the other
missed
day.
Sylvia Brown.
She
I used to watch
predicted.
her.
I saw her book, an excerpt of her book, where she predicted almost
Mhm.
to the date the coronavirus.
Mm-hmm.
I heard something about that too, that it was going to come suddenly and then leave suddenly.
And come back.
Yeah, come back like 10 years later. 15
Yep. And
years later.
kill a lot more and go away forever.
I heard.
I don't know
So
what-
that tells me the world's going to live a little longer. But
Well, have y'all heard that there's I think AIDS is making a big comeback.
Yeah,
no, I didn't.
Yeah. I heard about it.
That's sad.
Well, AIDS never really went away.
no.
Yeah.
No,
There was just
but no,
treatments.
where they finally can start treating it and all better, but and where it's not a death sentence, but I
Right.
think a new version's back.
Yeah. So, number 21, Monty Python
Monty
predicts
Python.
furries.
Furries? What?
Okay, so I got something to say about damn furries,
Yeah,
and it's not
that ought to
exactly
be
furries,
interesting.
but that's where it stemmed from. Okay, I'm the old one in the group. I'm gonna tell you right now, you didn't have sex with damn stuffed animals. That's no.
Okay.
So that's number one. Last year in our schools here in Colorado, here in this town, they decided that the kids decided, mind you, the kids have more rights than adults do. They're going to put litter boxes in the damn bathrooms because
You told me.
kids
oh God, I think I remember this.
cats.
Mm-hmm.
The hell? Okay, you're a cat,
no.
you get your damn ass outside with the rest of the cats, and that's where you'll damn well live. In the
Well,
barn.
I'm going to tell you something else that's been that I've been hearing. Now I have not Googled for truthness of it or anything, but I've been hearing. Now this is not about sexuality or anything like that, because I don't begrudge anyone for whatever you do behind closed doors is your business.
Don't put it out there.
However, do you know that they're trying to make pedophilia
Yes.
a part of it?
What?
That is true. That is
They
true.
are?
Yes.
They are. There's a whole group going around saying,
You can't help who you love.
One of the signs that I saw, which is real, said, love children, something about little boys. I don't even know, but it was ungodly terrible. And this world is about done. I mean,
Yeah.
it needs to be about done.
Here's the thing: if they make that legal, the murder rates are going to go sky high.
Yeah, it's gonna skyrocket more than ever.
You damn better believe
Yeah.
I will go unalive somebody that touches one of my kids or grandkids.
That
Yeah,
is
I mean,
just-
if that's, I mean, that can even fall under the whole age of consent thing. If you don't even want to say, okay, well, I mean, that's, it's, you'll have to do away with age of consent. I mean, forget the fact that it's completely wrong.
Right. But I mean, where do you draw the line? Because we have the age of consent right now at most states at 16.
over here
Right.
it's 7. Over here it's 17.
Okay.
It's 16 here.
So where do you draw the line? You can do that. You can sue your parents for having you. Where's that line drawn?
That I don't get.
Yeah, I know.
There was 10 years ago. I think the precedence was set 10 years ago, where somebody was breaking into somebody's house that had a skylight, and they fell through and sued the people
What?
inside and won. Where
Yeah.
do we draw the
They sued-
line at this point?
Wait a minute. Wait. I'm trying to get this started. So they were trying to break into someone's house and they fell through the skyline and sued them in their own house?
Mhm.
What?
Yes, and
Yeah,
won.
That's
And that happens a
not even their
lot.
house.
That happens a lot where people they are breaking in and they hurt themselves and get sued, or even
What?
you're breaking in. Now, I know they got the law here that if, as long as someone's in your house, you can shoot them. But again, it's all
Right.
about the lawsuit. I mean, if you get
Exactly.
sued, it doesn't mean you're going to win the lawsuit.
It does not. And that's my thing. I'm sorry. Anybody that knows me, this redneck bitch will go down because any of this happens. And some of
Adrian,
my kids, because
at your house, you don't even have to worry about you because they're not going to get past them damn dogs.
no, they're not. Not
I
one of them
couldn't get
anyway.
past them dogs, and they was around me for 4 days.
Yeah. Yep. And we're trying to socialize baby girl now that she's fixed. We're going to start taking her dog parks and around people. Her whole team, when she got fixed, was women. Thank goodness. She did not snap at any of the women, but she did have to have her sedation while Zach was there with her because she was so scared. But she's got to get socialized. A man has hurt her. I don't know what's happened, but a man has hurt her. And
See, that's how mine is. I could pretty much describe exactly who hurt Bear based on his reactions
right,
to certain builds.
right.
There's so much different things. I can tell you exactly what the guy probably looked like other than facial features.
She just, it's men. But at the end of Jeremy's stay, she come up on the couch with him and asked for being petted, which
Yeah,
she
she
did
did.
not do with my son. She would walk up beside him and snap him on the side of the leg, which he thought she was just punching her nose at him when she was really just snapping him. But
Jeez.
I think based on that, it was somebody darker in color because my son is Indian. And it's,
Yeah.
I don't know.
She
Now,
also
my friend
came after
Mimi's
Vincent
husband
while I
comes
was there,
over.
too.
Yeah.
She also went after Vincent.
Oh, she very much went after Vincent. And
See, I
Vincent
can tell
didn't
you
help
the one that got
situation.
Bear, I can pretty much tell you he had to be a taller, stocky, extremely dark black male. Because light skinned, he's fine with. Medium skin, he's fine with. Thin build, he's fine with. It's just that particular build, and I'm talking like dark, because my maintenance man, my favorite guy in the world, he came over to my house and he kind of fit that description, and
Mhm.
he did not have anything to do with them. But any other of my maintenance men come over that don't fit that description, he's fine with.
And they guessed her at a year old. So this happened to her, and we only got her, well, she's in her second heat now. So that's not quite right, because they have their first heat at 6 months old. They have their second at a year old. It's every 6 months. So she was not.
Well,
I
you
guess
just
it's
started
probably-
about 4 or 5 months ago, didn't you?
Yeah. So that could be. I don't know. We've
Well-
already had the dog catcher out here because she bit somebody in the park, and it was a boy. It was a Hispanic male that she bit.
Well, see, mine, and he doesn't go after them or anything. He literally cowards, and y'all have seen Bear. He jumps at everyone, but he cowards behind us at PetSmart, anywhere. We're walking. He will not go to this one park because he got cowered away from someone who was trying to come pet him.
Oh.
Now he will not, if he sees us going that way, he's turning the other way. He does not, and we got him probably, we think about 10 months, and we've had him now for about a year, and he's still like that.
Has it been that long?
Yep. We got him June or
God.
July last year.
Gosh. Everything seems like yesterday. And yeah,
Right.
you're right, because the end of next month, we'll be married a year. It just seems
But
like
yeah,
yesterday.
Just like just
No,
yesterday, I was over.
he doesn't try to attack them. He cowards from them.
Jeremy, speaking of seems like yesterday I actually just saw a memory post. Apparently it was now nearly a year ago. I think by tomorrow when we went to Wildwood in New York, in Salamanca.
Oh, and that's where we had one of my favorite moments of the year last year.
Oh, you mean the recording there? I remember that. That's okay. We're fixing to have a whole lot more here in August.
Yeah.
That place, I'm telling you what, I don't care who tells you, Mimi. Go down in that basement by yourself. If I catch anybody going down there by themselves, I'm going to hurt them.
Can we lock Nick in the basement?
No. No.
Oh, so just at the temple we can leave Nick in the basement.
I think Nick
Or the sub basement, not even the basement, the sub
might be in
basement.
the basement now.
No, I'm upstairs.
Okay.
So the sub basement is okay at the temple to lose Nick in.
Yeah, that place is not going to hurt you. This, I don't know. That thing that was there, I hope it's gone. But that thing, I'm going to tell you, that thing is not what it portrays to be. It's not a rake. It's not, but that's what it looks like. And Nick is the new Aaron. Oh God, no.
It was pure accident. Everybody left and didn't realize Nick wasn't behind us.
But here's the thing. Robert is not wrong. He is not wrong.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen at the temple or at the Abbey. I can tell you that. No, we're not doing that.
We'll keep
But-
Nick on the upper levels.
But we do have, here's the heads up though, guys. We do have right now 4 people that are not experienced in the paranormal. And this might actually be their first experience.
Oh.
So they may end up running out of there before the 2 nights is up.
So there's a good chance that it might be their only experience.
Yeah. Because this place, as many places as I've been, which hasn't been, hundreds or anything, but between the temple, the Old Park Hotel, and this place, hands down, is everywhere you go. It's, Robert. Jeez.
I don't know what he's talking about, but okay.
This thing is
On that one, Robert.
this place is it's got so much history, and if anybody that's going, I really suggest you look into the like the Pope's symbols. They kind of match the at the temple, but one of the symbols that's on the outside.
Listen, Chrissy's in the house.
On the outside, there is a symbol, and I asked the man what that meant, and the guy who's our guide, which he's really not, he sits up and streams all this to Twitch. But if you need him, he will come. But he's there every day, and he knows these spirits. He, just like Ernie was with the
Waverly.
Waverly. He actually had to get a really bad spirit out, and it took him and 3 priests to do it. But because one of the priests veered off and went to the bathroom, didn't end up getting him out like he should have. But that's a whole different story.
Are these symbols like warded spells or something like that?
What this symbol means is he described, it's written in Latin, and what it means is anything that is exercised on this land is sent into the land. It stays there. It's bound to the land.
You got a fuzzy guess there, Eileen?
Yeah. Say hey, Ziva. Say hey, Ziva.
Yes, Robert. Protective seals. That's exactly what he called it.
Hey,
But
Ziva.
it binds
Hey.
everything. Oh,
What's her name?
Ziva.
she
Ziva.
is huge.
Let me see. I don't know if you can see her. Hold on.
That
There
is
she
Yeah,
is.
we
huge.
can see her.
That's a
Oh,
much.
she looks just
Hey,
like
kitty.
she looks actually kind of like my cat I have.
Kitty, 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 kitty.
Oh,
We
that's-
call her Ziva because when she found us, she was being chased, which is funny that we got a German Shepherd. She was being chased by a German Shepherd, and my husband's outside smoking, and she jumped. She was little bitty. She wasn't probably even big enough to really be much away from her mom, and so she jumped in the lap, and then he put her down. Here comes the German Shepherd. She
Oh.
jumps back in his lap, and then the German Shepherd left again. And she jumped back in his lap. He goes, well, crap. So I got up that morning. He was telling me the story. And all I did while he was brushing his teeth, all I did is look at him and said, where's the damn cat? And he's like,
Kitty cat.
what do you mean? I said, you're telling me this story. This cat is somewhere in this house. So he's like, oh, it's in Seth's room. But, we're going to take her to PetSmart and, let her get adopted. I opened the door to Seth's room. She's in the curve of his knees while he's asleep. She looks at me like, what are you doing in here? Like I was invading her. And so I was like, okay, no, she's home. She's home.
Fire
And-
drinkers? What?
Fire drinkers? What the hell is that? The hell is that, Chrissy?
She fires people.
Fires drinkers. I thought she meant like
Oh,
fire-
people that drink on the job.
drinkers.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought she meant like
She's-
something else involved with like
she's-
fire drinkers. Like what?
She's picking on me about today. I went to help out another property because they didn't have a manager. By midday, they didn't have a maintenance guy.
Because they fired him.
Oh, he's drunk. Yeah.
He blew, like at 2:00, he blew a .19.
Oh wow!
Legal limit's .08.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, it was a day today. But no, so we call her Ziva because she was outsmarted a German Shepherd twice, and she also rules the roost around here. I was wanting to call her DC for damn cat, but she really, like, we got 2 other cats. Everybody knows she's Queen Bee. That's her nickname, Queen Bee.
I think I know what the
And,
bee means.
Yeah. And so we called her Ziva because Ziva on NCIS is a bad bitch. And she's a bad bitch.
To give you a good laugh about your day.
Yeah, I called Christy and I called Christy and Beth on my way home. I'm like, guys, this is how my day went today. Oh my gosh, I cannot. I said, now it's like, I called my boss. I was like, I am so sorry. I know you didn't send me there to start drama, but oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. She goes, no, I'm glad you caught it. I was like, there was no catching it.
Well, now I know what to ask every week, and ask any new drinker's been fired.
And
No, I've been doing this since 1999, and this one was, I mean, and he was so nice about it too. I was like, I didn't know this guy, never met this guy, so whenever I found out he's coming to turn in his keys, I stopped someone. I was like, could you please sit in the office with me? Just sit in the office, please. And but he was so nice about it, so polite, so I was like, okay. I respected him for the way he acted afterwards.
He knew
Because
he'd
that
done
could have
wrong.
gone that could have gone so differently. I have told people that they couldn't get an apartment because we do criminal background checks and they had just gotten out of jail for murder. And so I mean,
Wow.
I called maintenance in the office going, I need you in here when I tell these people that they can't live here because they just got out of jail for murdering someone.
He's
He
a
said, well, I
happy
just wanted to
drunk.
see if it was, he goes, I just want to, he goes, I just wanted to see if I would get, if it would show up. I'm like, okay, not him, not the guy, but
Yeah.
the guy I told he couldn't move in one time because he was a murderer. But yeah, he said, I just didn't know if it would show up on my criminal background. It's like, okay.
See, I'm actually surprised that they had someone who was released from prison for a murder. I'm really surprised by that.
He had been in
Oh.
jail for quite a while.
Oh,
Okay.
we when we were doing our background check, not our background checks, but like the last of being able to foster children, and before we moved back here, the lady was like, do you know that your neighbor is a sex offender? I said, what?
Oh,
This is
Oh,
a
no, I pulled that
trailer
stuff up.
park. He is 10 feet from us. This is the same dude that has come over to our house apologizing because he was screaming and yelling at something under his trailer. Now, we all know trailers have skirting. That's the law.
Right.
They have to have skirting. And he's under there screaming at something, got a radio playing under his trailer. And we're
Probably
like,
a kid.
what the
yeah.
no, this was an old man. And I'm going, and he comes over, he goes, I'm sorry about the noise. I apologize. Because he's screaming at whatever's going on. And we're like, whatever. And just kind of shut the door. He was, I'm guessing, tweaking, or he was schizophrenic. I don't know which one. I don't know. But he was the owner's brother. And so he got to live there no matter what. He was crazy. The one behind us, who's still 10 feet away, was a sex offender, child sex offender.
Oh shit.
Both the owner's family. So there's nothing we can do about that. I mean, we can't tell him to get out because we don't own the place anyway. But I'm like,
man.
so this guy, when he comes over to apologize, he says, there's something under my trailer and it's talking to me. Oh, is that right? He says, I can hear it and it's talking. And then people are coming over. They're trying to steal things. I look at his house and there's cameras all the way around his house. Then the people across the street from us come over and said, we're getting kicked out. I said, what? Why? Because we had an argument with with your neighbor. I said, excuse me? What kind of argument? Did you hurt him? No. So we just had an argument with him and now they're kicking us out. Well, yeah, they're all family. I was like, I'm done. We couldn't, that's part of the reason we could not be foster parents was because of where we were. But I got to look, and even here, they're all around us, everywhere.
Oh, damn.
Now, I do understand you can get a sex offense charge by peeing in public.
Oh
Right.
yeah, I heard that. That you can actually, you can. That's
I
actually
get
considered a
that.
sex offense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I see the
Well, and you can also be 21 and, or, you know, so a
Exactly.
girl can lie about their age. And
Exactly.
And I mean, things like that. I mean, it's like when I had my kid, I was 15 when I got pregnant. He was 21.
Right.
He should have known I was lying, but you know, I'll never. My mom was going to have him arrested, and he would have to classify and all. And I begged her not to because
Yeah.
I mean, he just knew I was in high school. He didn't know I was a freshman.
Right. Right.
And so, you know, there's those. I mean, we dated. It wasn't like, and then by the time we finally got around to asking ages, we were already together.
Right.
So, yeah, there's those incidences where, come on now, you can
It's-
make it a little bit lighter. I mean,
Right.
I think some things should be classified differently.
Yeah.
Yeah, like some
Like-
of them are some of them are accidental because
They are.
there was I'll give a quick example myself. This was back when I used to work my old job. I had a guy who was like in his mid-20s at the time, and he said that he was with a friend of his along with several others at a party, and he met this girl at this party, and based on her appearance, she was one of those kids that looked like she was already grown up, and I think she had lied about her age. And so they ended up getting together and, you know, doing that type of activity, only for him
No,
to
what
find
type of
out.
activity? I don't know. What type of activity, Nick? I don't know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about.
Activity.
No.
Nice, Scott. Get some
Oh,
rest.
night, Scott.
Night, sweetie.
So they did it, and then afterwards, the guy discovered to his horror that this girl that he was with was only 12 years old, and he was horrified by it. I mean, he didn't,
Oh my
he
God.
did, but he didn't know because she lied about
Well,
her age.
That
And-
happened to my. Go ahead.
Well, they were trying to figure out, you know, well, what do we do? Because it's not like they could just call the police, obviously, and get this talked outwards because he was terrified of going to. I mean, from what I heard,
Yeah.
this was someone who knew the difference between right and wrong, and he had no intention, especially after
Yeah.
she lied about her age. So they just decided that calling the police would just make things a hell of a lot worse, and that they would just have to deal with the situation themselves. And I think they were able to basically talk to this kid, saying, "Look, you cannot do this. You can never ever do this again with any of us or anyone else." And
Yep.
I think they were able to go their separate ways. But I think that poor guy, though, I think he's still haunted by.
Oh,
Was he-
yeah. You'd
even
have to
10
be.
I mean, even now, 10 years later, I think he's probably still. I mean, I don't know whatever. I never really met this guy. I was just only told by an employee, but it doesn't. I mean, it doesn't really bother the fact that I'm sure he probably thinks about it every day of what he's done.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure he feels ashamed, but again, he never intended this to happen.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
my husband met a girl at a bar.
It's going to
My
follow you
husband
the rest of your life.
my husband was in his late 20s, I think. Met a girl at a bar, and you had to be 18 to get in the bar. They started talking and all that. Found out she was, I think, like 15.
Yeah, that's the worst, I think, out of all these type of situations is when you have the ones who lie so much. I mean, yeah, like you said, Jeremy, like this guy, you know, it may have happened over 10 years ago, but you know, it's going to follow him everywhere. I mean, it's just you can never forget something like that. And I even would ask myself, you know, like what makes kids want to do stuff like that to try to basically ruin others' lives like that? You know, if
Because they don't
that's
they don't
Oh, go ahead,
really
go ahead.
they because they don't think like that because they're still kids.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah, I
for the
mean-
here and now.
I mean, this poor guy, he was terrified that he was going to be arrested and charged with a sex offense like that. And he actually even one point said, even if I try to explain, they're never going to believe me that I wasn't intentionally going to let this happen. It's just unfortunate that there are times it happens. I mean, not every time, but there are times where it accidentally happens. And no matter what you say, it's like they still look at you as that kind of predator.
A lot of people are not going to care about what you intended or what you didn't intend. They're just going to care about it happened.
Right.
I have a family member that only sent a picture
No, they
across the
didn't,
internet. Now, this is across the internet.
Ernie, really quick. Next week, 8 to 10.
What? What?
I don't know where he's talking about. I don't know what he's talking about. No body, no crime,
I
just
think
sing.
Oh,
Hey guys, I'm actually fixing to have to get off of here. I've had a long day. I hit the road early, and so I'm probably about to crash. So,
Well, let us
No.
let us know next week if any more drinkers have been fired.
imagine a day that you go somewhere that you don't work and you fire people.
luckily, I didn't have to do the paperwork, but I felt
Just
so
the-
bad, guys. But,
Just the
I mean-
drinkers.
Okay, Ernie just said he's in,
Yep.
so we'll have him on next
He's in.
week. We'll talk about Fort Duffield.
So Ernie, I hope you have my bedroom set up because I am going to be. Maybe I'll drive up there and do the podcast in my bedroom.
So hoping Eileen would read between the lines, Ernie.
No, he doesn't even get
no
the line.
lines there.
Wait,
I
Eileen,
was
I
gonna say, he
thought
doesn't
you
even get the
usually
line.
I thought you usually do this as the line.
Oh, but it's Ernie. He doesn't get the line.
Yeah, Ernie gets a special direct treatment.
Oh my God, Brad.
So I mean, about to say Brad and Ernie to get direct. But I love y'all. I just couldn't go another week without seeing y'all, so I figured I'd try my best. But yeah, I'm not gonna make it much longer.
Go get
I
some
still
rest,
gotta-
honey.
I
You've
still
been
got to
working
get in
hard.
the shower and change clothes. I'm still in work clothes.
Oh,
Go
okay,
get some
well,
rest.
Go get some
Yeah.
rest. Because that new drinker looks kind of suspicious that needs to be fired the next day. You need the energy for it.
It better not be. I'm gonna be at my own property tomorrow. I'm gonna be at my own place tomorrow. Better not be. I'll beat my people. All right. I love you guys.
Love you. Good night.
Love you.
Bye.
See you later.
Let's see, Ernie, didn't you just posted a picture of you with Duffield, didn't you? Because if you did, I'm going to use that picture for the banner for next week.
Geez, that post that I wrote, by the way, about the submarine. I'm still getting comments from what I've read because I think mine has really stuck out from all these other crazy comments that have been posted.
Oh, hold on.
What's up? Oh, Ernie said he could send you one.
Yeah, Ernie, send it to me because you've already got the stuff for July 2nd on that one. So if you can send me a clean picture of that, and I'll use that for the banner. Thank you.
Yep,
So,
I think-
on a brighter note, guess what?
That works. That works.
Jan is going to be moving close, and she's
Yes.
going to be between me and Jennifer. Well, actually, she's going to be by Jennifer, but that's not too far. So the antics are going to begin.
Awesome.
Can you imagine me, Jan, and Jennifer?
One is bad enough for all three of you.
This is going to be some fun.
It's gonna be like you guys are gonna be like the like Three Musketeers or the Three Stooges.
Yeah, I've had my one-on-one with you.
No.
I've had my one-on-one with Jennifer. I haven't had one with Jan yet.
You'll be able to complete the
I feel like
trilogy.
It's going to be the most interesting.
That's gonna be the end of the trilogy then.
No,
Oh, wait till you get with all of us.
that's actually going to happen.
Brad.
Yeah, that's going to happen at the Abbey. All three of you are going to be there.
Mhm. We are.
It is going to be a seriously crazy summer. I mean, August for me with this trip and then Kentucky, and then I got to go back to Indiana. It's like going to be nuts.
we're actually planning on having a girls' vacation, and we're going to go see. We're going to go to Mount Rushmore.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Ooh, nice.
Ernie, you love all of us. Come on now.
I went to Mount Rushmore over 20 years ago, and I can still see it walking through the little gate there in front of the mountain, and then they're right there.
Mhm.
And you see all the rocks down there at the bottom at this nice little sleek angle. And then they have a little museum that you go into that shows you what the finished project was supposed to look like.
Yeah,
It's just,
I've seen that on TV, not in real life. But
Oh yeah, Ernie hasn't heard. Yeah.
Brad, I can promise you, Jan and I made a trip to Wisconsin on one day's notice.
And they were not far from my house either.
No, and if it hadn't have been a blizzard going on and icy roads, we would have stopped by. But, Brad, you are not safe.
So to answer Ernie's question, yeah, I didn't even tell him yet. Jeremy, that's right after the Colorado trip. When are we going to?
the 16th.
Yeah, August 16th. We're coming to Kentucky, August 16th.
That was when, Ernie, we were supposed to have our little event. But we won't get into that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be the 16th. And then 4 days later, you're coming to Fort Wayne. So you got even more traveling.
Yeah, this undoubtedly is going to be the longest paranormal trip that I've had so far. Because usually I'm only gone for the weekends, maybe 3 days at the most. This I'm almost like gone for like an entire week, if not more than that, because of that.
Well, I already sent an email to my lawyer telling me for 2 weeks, I'm going to be completely unavailable. If you need me.
You know what? I've already told, and I had to tell like Don, for example, like, and I've already told Lois, I'm like, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to do any shows at all this week because of.
No, you're not.
I already know on that Thursday night I'm not,
That's what I mean.
because I'm doing back-to-back nights at Waverly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I won't be on the show at all. So you're going to have to, well, we
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be either.
may not have a show that week unless Adrian here is able can stream.
Just throw it all on Eileen.
Why not?
Although I could go live from
What are you
Waverly, maybe
Yeah.
do
you
it
doing?
for an hour.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, that's
we're-
right. Brad and Kelly are going to be there.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
And
guys
Ernie
have to come see
as
him.
well.
Yeah. We should, Jeremy.
Oh, absolutely. We had
Yeah.
to meet up and have lunch together. Or,
Yeah, we'll make that happen. Definitely, Ernie.
really, I would like to see that place that they have.
So do I. It will be an empty chair and waiting for Eileen to come on.
That's okay. We all know I can talk about some shit, but it may not be. It may get taken off the air before it actually goes.
Yeah,
Oh,
see,
that's
do
what
your
I
show
was
from
saying.
Waverly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I'll get on and maybe do something like what I did last time.
You're lucky you're cute.
And because I did that last time, I ended up missing out on all
Yeah.
the new information that he and Denise had. So,
And,
Yeah, I know.
and that's the problem with that. Yes.
yeah.
That's why at the Abbey, which I did not think we would get signal in the basement. We were told we would not get signal except on the 3rd floor. And I was able to, thank goodness. But that's why I did the live during the Brad. Brad, come here, girl. I was talking to this.
It's funny. Normally it hasn't happened very often, but so far,
Oh, God.
every time when one of those dogs get on camera, the light shines in their eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't happen
Yeah.
every time, but tonight it has.
Because
It
it's
is.
right there in the glow.
Yeah, it is
That's it.
so cool seeing.
more. No more. No more. Come here. She knows we feel sorry for her because she's been hurt.
Yeah, I like how the eyes are reflecting. You're right, Jeremy.
So is
And she's
is
hired
that
a guy.
also supposed to help her in? Oh, look at those eyes right there.
I know they were like glowing.
It,
It's the light
it
reflecting
made,
off
it
of them.
made me think of Salem's Lot, the original. The
Demon
original
dog.
series.
It's a demon
She
dog.
should not be even standing like this. She's got stitches.
So now with that, is that also going to help her as far as snipping at everybody?
No.
Okay.
No,
Yeah,
we're
that
going to
is
have to take her
true.
out. She didn't have her shots or spayed or anything like that before. So now we're going to get to take her out legally and socialize her with other animals and people. And
Ernie, you're
hopefully-
absolutely right. Yeah, the tour won't be as epic.
this
Well,
time will be as-
Actually,
Oh.
to be perfectly honest, Ernie, I'm not even interested in taking a tour with them because I don't know if I would trust them to give us the kind of truths that you would.
And we
Yeah,
already
because-
know because we were with Ernie.
Well, and not only that,
You
I
were,
was-
I wasn't.
yeah, well, not
Oh,
only
well.
that, but also I wanted. It's also important to point out that, and I know I haven't done it yet, but because I was planning eventually on doing a Nick Files episode for Waverly, I wanted to have the rightful historical information
Right.
when it came to the history of Waverly Hills. I'm
Right,
not
you
gonna.
know, Nick, you now have less than 7 weeks for that.
Yeah, I do.
Are you going to have all your information that you need?
What I'm actually doing, I'm actually going to do something differently. This is the one that stands out from a lot of the other presentations that I worked on. I mean, most of my presentations, I usually have done it on my own and get a lot of the information from websites. But
Oh,
for Waverly, here's the thing. I do have a document already of Waverly Hills. However, after learning about this new information, I kind of have to rewrite it. So
Yeah.
what I was actually going to do was I actually wanted to send the information that I had that I was going to send to Ernie and Denise. I wanted them to look it over whenever they had the chance, and then, kind of correct me on things. Like, please correct me and give me the changes that I need so I could tell the true story.
right. Nick,
Can't go any better than Ernie.
how long before we go to the Abbey are you going to be here?
Oh, at your place or?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to be riding with Jeremy, so
And I need
However-
to get with Scott on when we're planning on leaving, because Scott was originally planning on leaving first thing Thursday morning and driving straight there. And that's an 18-hour drive, not including the amount of time that we stopped to get him.
Right. Mm-mm.
But
No, the reason I'm
again,
saying
him
this,
would be a 12-hour drive.
get here a day early. The reason I'm saying this, Nick has done Nick Files on Cheeseman Park.
yep.
He has he's been
Stanley
around us
Hotel.
when we're talking about the lady who created the Ouija board or named the Ouija board.
Yep.
We can go see all that. It's less than an hour away.
Oh, that
That would be awesome.
would, yeah.
And I even did a presentation, a separate one, even though it's on Cheeseman Park, where the former, what was that place called? It was one of the first slideshows that I did. I have actually the list of documents that I'm trying. Where was that? I I know it used to stand in Cheeseman Park.
And Brad, I already have something for my phone.
Brad, I got news for you, dude. Let's look at this a different way. The tours aren't worth it when you're not there. Okay, without those tours and without some of us airing those tours, you'd never know it was there. And you'd never know the history on it.
Well, he's
So-
talking about that the tour is not going to be worth it if Ernie's not.
Oh, okay. Okay. I thought he was talking about just the tours that we do on our lives and stuff.
No, he's talking about the Ernie tours.
Okay, so that's one time I'll have to agree with him.
I got it.
The
I got it.
packages.
It was where the now here's what I was looking for. It was where no, it wasn't a separate one. It was all one presentation, not only just on Cheeseman Park, but also when the Henry Treat wait, hang on, if I'm saying this correctly, the Henry Treat Rogers Mansion, which once stood, which was in the Cheeseman Park area,
Okay.
and that actually inspired a movie too. That inspired the movie The Changeling.
Okay.
Oh,
And we can also while we're that direction, go see the motel.
Wait, which motel?
what motel?
The one I was just at.
Oh, you mean the Stanley Hotel?
Oh,
You said motel. I was like,
No,
oh,
it's all the same.
that would be awesome.
Just
yeah,
the view is beautiful.
it's
It is.
he's talking about the Changeling. That is a creepy film, and I it's actually one of my favorite haunted house films, especially with George C. Scott in that film. That's a great movie.
Brad,
one
he's
of my
not you. I'm not going to hurt him.
What were you saying, Jeremy? That was one of your favorite what?
one of my favorite movies, The Changeling.
Yeah, that's a
I
great
really
film.
enjoy that because it's one of those things where in this movie, less is more.
Well, and it's like it's almost like kind of somewhat like a modern update, well, an 80s update, if you will, on like the movie The Haunting, because it's very much like The Haunting. It works so well because it's a film that doesn't rely on special effects. It's moving doors, it's shadows, it's sound effects and music.
Oh, it was in 1980.
I would love to
Yeah.
get a picture of everybody. Scott, you guys, up there at I don't know, Jen will be able to make it that early, but I think it would be really cool to have a picture of all of us at the tombstone of
Yeah.
the Ouija board.
Yeah.
Because
awesome.
the tombstone is a Ouija board. It's got all that. Yeah.
It's
It's
a
really,
Oh, man, that is awesome.
Small tombstone too.
and it's got a story about how it was named, what happened, how Parker Brothers bought it. I mean, it's got the whole history on it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to, because like I said, with my presentations that I do, they always start off as documents 1st.
Mhm.
I'm gonna have to print out I may not be able to do the slideshow obviously very quickly, but I could actually bring my printed documents of it.
Mhm.
Because I always keep the information obviously, and I put in a lot of the pictures you see on the slideshow, I put a few of those pictures on the actual documents, and then any other extra pictures I have, I keep them for safekeeping and
Mhm.
for historical significance.
Yep.
So what I could do eventually is print them out and show them around, on the history of these things.
I have the cutest picture of Jeremy standing beside, like, this whole cemetery has standing tombs.
Oh,
And
the mausoleums.
Oh,
yeah,
like
and you can like
mausoleums,
see
right?
in the doors, see in the windows of them.
Mhm.
Can't see a whole lot, but you can see what's in there.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's not a body laying there, but you can see what's in there. And that place is just amazing. The whole part of it. We didn't see anything weird or strange. Now, people talk about, seeing people walking across there that aren't really there.
Or crypts.
How do you know? Because this is daylight they're talking about.
Zach.
What picture?
I guess when he was talking about when we were going to get a picture of the graves.
No, I think he has something else in mind, and he needs to tell me what the hell he's talking about.
What was also really cool about this particular cemetery is like half of a cemetery block. There's an entire veterans area.
What is he talking about?
I don't think we want to know what he's talking
No,
do we want it?
it's the picture for our little girl here that he thought her hoo-ha got cut up.
about.
Oh
So-
my god.
We're gonna do a picture for him.
Oh shit.
Well-
While she's drawing, you continue, Jeremy.
Well, welcome to the paranormal version of Win, Lose, or Draw, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm glad this is erasable.
But just down from that plot of the lady Nosworthy, I think her name was.
Yes.
And there's a huge veteran area. And if I remember right, I think they were all in like a circular or semicircular position.
They were semicircular, I believe.
Yeah. I think they were all going around a tall flag.
Mm-hmm.
Robert, thankfully it isn't the paranormal spin the bottle show.
I don't get drunk enough for that.
I would not take part in that whatsoever.
Actually, Adrian, what we probably should do is, as much as I'm going to hate having to do this, but maybe create a chat with everybody who is going, and then see about coming up with a game plan.
Yeah, because, and it's actually probably appropriate to do because my parents are actually asking me right now about like which day am I going to be leaving with you guys?
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't think your mom still has my phone number now, so go ahead and give her my new number since I moved here.
I think she might have. I'll have to ask her.
I think she's got my old one,
Okay.
my New Mexico number.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I'll have to send it to her.
So here we go, Zach. This is the puppy. This is the hoo-ha. Right here. Fallopian tube. That's what got snipped. Nothing to do with the hoo-ha.
See, that actually even shows you how to spell hoo-ha.
Now, are we educated now, Zach?
Now, okay, Adrian, what you should do is when we get done with the show, just take that thing and put it right in front of his and just leave it. That way, well, I don't know if he'll get back on it after this, but that way tomorrow when he gets on it, that's the first thing he sees.
Yeah, Sean, that woha,
Whoa. I wasn't thinking that.
that's for a female. This is a
Yeah.
dog. That's a
You know,
woha, not a woha.
I only think of wow.
That's for virgin males that go, whoa, ha, hell.
I gotta point this out to what Zach just said to me. This was actually really nice.
Wahop? What?
Wow. No, not that one. No, this one I'm sharing right now.
Oh, the
Yeah, the submarine.
yeah.
Thanks, Zach.
But
is that
aside
little
from that
dog?
part, for the most part,
Wow.
this show is just for entertainment, folks.
Yeah. Well, apparently he's got a wahop after.
I've never seen you hop anywhere, dude.
No, not me.
No, him.
In 4 minutes, folks, Legion of Exorcists comes on.
Yep.
Discovery, Max, and
And-
Travel Channels.
And
That
also,
has been so cool so far.
and also, tonight's also, if I'm correct, because right before Legion of Exorcists is a new episode of Dead Files. I think tonight is Amy Allen's very last episode for the Dead Files before she departs and Cindy takes over.
I
Did
hate
you
to
say
see
that
her
it
go,
comes
but I
before
can't wait to
Legion
see
of
the future.
Exorcists?
Wait, what? You guys were talking.
What?
You guys were talking at the same time. I couldn't understand any of that. Go
Yeah.
ahead, Money.
Does that come on before Legion of Exorcists?
Yeah, it comes on before Legion of Exorcists.
Like
That means it's
earlier
over.
today,
Yeah.
earlier.
Yeah, earlier. Yeah.
Yeah.
What were you saying now, Adrian? Oh, you're-
Alzheimer's set in.
You said that
Oh.
you hated to see her go, or
Yeah, I hate to see her go, but I do feel like she is pretty much done. She doesn't want to do it anymore. And I can't wait to see the new generation that comes on.
yeah, Cindy. I know that'll be interesting to see Cindy
Yeah.
on.
I feel
I'm
like
just-
here recently, Amy you can start seeing. Now, when I first started watching her, she was really timid with her visions and she didn't get as out there as she does now with, getting crazy with her stuff.
Right.
I understand what she's doing because now she's more comfortable with it. So she just comes out with what she's saying and what she's feeling and,
See you,
all
Sean.
of that. But I feel like, bye, Sean. I feel like she, people think now that she's acting instead of doing, and she's really not. She's just not embarrassed to say. She doesn't have to filter what she's saying.
Yeah, I mean, that's just basically who she is. And of course, I can kind of picture how she's done doing this. I mean, she's been doing it for over 10 years, since 2011 when they first started. I'm
and
actually
her
surprised she went
husband?
that long.
Was it her husband that
Yeah,
was
the
filming
cameraman.
her most of the
Yeah,
time?
that was her husband.
Yeah, and I'm sure they're, they want a life now. So,
It eventually gets to the point where you just don't want to do it anymore.
and she's been, I'm not going to say exploited because she came on there, voluntarily, but it comes to the point at some point that's like, yes, I have this gift. Yes, I can do this, but why do I want to do this every single day?
Yeah, it's like it gets exhausting to the point. And
Yeah.
actually, another word of note on that too is, in addition to being on the Dead Files, for nearly 12 years, 13 years, excuse me. No, it's 12. My mistake. I'm not good with math. I found out, prior to the Dead Files, she had been on other shows. I mean, not obviously as a full timer, but just
Yeah.
as a guest. And
Yeah.
one of the earliest ones that she was on was nearly 10 years before she even did the Dead Files. It was
Right.
because obviously we're all familiar with the show A Haunting, right? So when they first started, back when A Haunting used to be on the Discovery Channel,
Yeah.
or even before the series ever got picked up in 2005, they did those two-hour specials. One of
Yeah.
them was A Haunting in Georgia, and
Yeah.
that was back in 2002. So that pretty much shows she's been doing this stuff for nearly 20 years of her life.
Right. And I have all the respect in the world for her. She is wonderful at what she does. But when you're burned out, you're burned out.
It's basically a retirement that she's
Yeah.
asking.
And God bless her, she can do that. And
Yeah.
have fun. All right, guys, let's
She's
go
done her
watch the
service.
Legion of Exorcists.
Yeah.
So next week we will have Oni on the show to talk about Fort Duffield. Now, I just sent him a message to ask him if Denise is going to be joining us as well. So hopefully I'll get an answer on that soon and get the banner out. But otherwise, yeah, this has been an interesting show.
I know we kind of went up
Usually
and down
are.
know we kind of went up and down with the subject matter. But then again, like when we were talking about the submarine again, that's what everyone's been talking about.
It starts out in this direction and goes like this. It's okay. And then we have dog anatomy. It's okay. We have to teach. It's all good.
And the hoo-haws and the wah-hops.
Mhm. That's it. Depends on how virgin you are, I guess.
I'll keep my mouth shut.
We're going to call it a night. Thank you guys for playing along. I don't really know what else I can say except tune in next week for Ernie Pack and Fort Duffield.
And hoo-haws.
Good night, y'all. Good night, Robert.
Good night, everyone.